Alright guys, welcome back. If you've seen the first or second video, if you want to know what's going on, my suggestion is go ahead and pause this one right here. Go ahead and check out my channel and go watch the series kind of in order. But if not, you just kind of want to see where I am or you haven't seen me yet, go ahead and watch this game. Though this game's not really the best one at showing you what I'm capable of. You'll see that in a second. But today we've got Chop starting in center field, Parker hitting second, and at shortstop Molina catching. We got Sardi at first base, followed by Turncoat at second, Hammerhead at third, Dakota in right, and Tedson in left. And Kershaw is starting for us on the mound. Bishop's hurt, so he's going to be sitting bench today. Leading us off today, Turncoat started off with a hot line drive to third base for a base hit. Next up is Parker, and he gets out, so then we're gonna see Sardi struggling to stay alive here, but watches one right down the middle. Now facing Thor. Kershaw gives him one, and it just goes foul. Again, going right after him. He swings at a high fastball of his own and grounds out to Kershaw on the mound. Next up's Mike Trout.
Number 27, the center field.
And he hits a ground ball right over first base, and Sardi easily picks it up and tags first base. Now up, Baloney with a 0-2 count. Swing and a miss on the curveball for strike three as Kershaw gets started off the day with his first strikeout. Next inning, in the bottom of the second, we give up a ground ball up the middle, and that'll put somebody on first base to McClay. Next up, Hannah Allen is up, and she hits a line drive right over the shortstop's head, right out of Parker's reach for a single, and that leaves us with first and second. Now up Middleman, and she strikes out on a curveball low down the middle. Now up is Pierce, and he strikes out as well for the third out of the inning, easily helping us get out that inning without giving up any runs. Next up is Tedson, and he hits a ground ball off of a curveball right back up the middle. Next up is Parker with 2 outs, and he hits a little ground ball there to hang out, and Hannah throws him out at first base, ending the top of the third. Now moving on to the bottom of the third. With ball in the dirt, Kershaw gets a little ground ball over third base and picks up out from Hamstick. Next up, we've got Thor, who, God, has a game today, and he just digs a curveball low and away for a line drive over the second baseman's head, picking up a double. Now facing Baloney, who hits a fly ball for the third out right to the catcher, and Molina makes an easy catch. Now to the top of the fourth with Molina up, swings at a high inning fastball for out number 1. Now Sardi up with 1 out, watches a low fastball, and then swings at a high fastball out of the zone in the next pitch for out number 2. Now Turncoat up.
The second base.
Swings at a fastball right down the middle, but the shortstop Grips makes a diving play for the third out. Now facing Grips hits a little fly ball, which drops just into the zone as Dakota lays out just a little bit too far, giving up a double, which should have just been a single. And you guys are gonna see me make a few just mental errors this game. Next, we have a ground ball right to the second baseman, and that's out number 1. Next up, Hannah, who's 1 for 1 in the top 10 batting average. They're the 438. It's a drive up the middle, deep drive. But with the jumping catch, Chop steals her of a double. But she still gets the RBI and sac fly. Next up is Tedson. With 2 outs in the top of the 5th. And he hits a shot up the middle for us. Getting on base with 2 outs. Hopefully we can crack something open here. But with Kershaw up, we try to do a hit and run. It just barely sneaks through, giving us first and second. Now we need Chops to come through, hitting a 409 on the season. So we pull another double steal, trying to get it to open up some holes. And it just didn't work. And as you guys can see, this is where it just goes wrong. First on a away changeup, Kershaw gives up a hit that should have been caught by Chops, but we ran just a little bit too far behind it, and it drops just in front of him. That's the first mistake. Next, fly ball out there to Peter Parker, and he makes the play easily, and we've got 1 out. Next up, with the almighty Thor, he hits a drive to the second baseman, and it just sneaks through for an RBI base hit. And it's rough. Next up, we got Mike Trout, who's 0 for 2 on the day, and he hits a drive right past the shortstop, just out of Peter Parker's straight Yeah. First and second, we're facing Baloney. Throw a far away change the fastball, and he watches it. Throws a slider outside to try and get him to chase, watches it. Tries to go back in the zone, and he fouls it off. Then with a curveball low and away, and he hits a little dinker to first baseman. And here's the second mistake. Instead of just going to first base, he goes to the second. And that loads the bases. Then, after many pitches, a drive off the wall, which is going to score 3, I apologize, 3. And then the second baseman doesn't throw it home, and at that point, things are just getting hairy. But Kershaw keeps dealing, even though we're kind of hosing him. And that's another mistake, as he throws it to home instead of first base. I have no idea what I was doing when I was pressing the buttons. Next up, with Hannah up, she just doesn't get a piece of that curveball, and she hits a ground ball to the pitcher, which almost cost us again as the pitcher was running to second base for some reason. Then we give up another fastball right up the middle, or ground ball up the middle, and that's going to score 2 more runs. And now with it 7-0, I had no other choice but to take Kershaw out. Even though most of those runs weren't his fault, they all were going to count against him because they were my fault. So we brought in Donkey, and she gets us 1 out and gets us out of the inning, thankfully. And with the deep fly ball here, it's just not enough as we're playing in one of the bigger fields, because that's my home field, is the biggest field, and it's going to be a fly out. Now it's already up, hitting another long, deep fly ball, but it's just not deep enough, and it's going to be another out. So Donkey's back on the mound for us, and she's facing off with their starting pitcher, Hamsteak. And we're seeing this is an easy out, so we go right after him, and he hits a high fly ball out there to right field, and it's caught by Dakota. Next up, the almighty Thor is up here. 2 for 3 on the day, and decides to make it 3 for 4 on the day, just having a stellar day. I couldn't shut him down to save my life, even throwing the ball out of the zone. Next up, Mike Trout, who gets another piece of another one, and just sneaks it by the third baseman and the left fielder, cracking open this game, making it a 8-0 game. Really hard game to watch and play. But every baseball team has them. Quickly, Tedson gets that ball back in, preventing another one from scoring, and Donkey's gotta find her way out of this one. And she gets really lucky here with hitting a hard ground ball to first base, and picks up a double play, saving herself from another run crossing the plate. So we turned it over to Hammerhead in the top of the 7th. He gets a fastball right down the middle, and he hits a drive, but Thor cuts it off and prevents a double, and we get a single. So the runner on first and 1 out, we have Dakota up, and he gets a fastball right down the middle, but instead of getting it in somewhere, he hits a drive right at Hannah, and she gets out number 2. Next up, we have a long, and I mean long, fly ball, but it's just a few inches short of being a home run, which prevents us from getting on the board, which was really difficult. But as you've seen there, Donkey picks up a strikeout, and then facing Hannah gives up a fly ball right to Chops, but Chops didn't catch it as he ran behind it again this game, and Hannah's gonna find the ball dropping in for a base hit. Then after that, we get a little short ground ball here, and nobody runs for the ball. The first baseman runs past it, the second baseman doesn't even break for it, and we give up another hit, which is super annoying. But luckily, we get out number 3 on a ground ball to the second baseman, and nobody scores, and there's no harm done. So with the pitcher up and us not scoring anything, I decided to bring Peppers in, and Peppers comes up and hits a drive up the middle, but Mike Trout, with his amazing fielding, makes the play. So the pinch hitter doesn't work. Next up, we got Chops, who hits a long, deep fly ball, but again, it's caught right there against the fence for out number 2. And with Peter Parker up, he comes in and hits a drive. The third baseman just reeks it out and grabs it like it was nothing, and that's 3 outs, and we're going into the bottom of the 8th with the almighty Thor up. And what does Thor do? Hits an absolute shot out to this left center field gap, as you can hear the thunder off of that bat. Incredible hit by Thor, just proving how worthy he really is. Followed by Mike Trout hitting a little ground ball right past the third baseman for a hit. And now with it being an 0-9 game, we need to get blown out. There's a base hit. Our line drive right at third baseman for out number 1. Next you have Grips up. Grips swings at a strike there. And then swings at a fastball low and in, just enough for us to roll the double play and get Mike Trout Grips up. And now with it being an 0-9 game, we've got to do something. But with Yachty up, Yachty's kind of struggled this beginning half of the season. Hits a little dinker right back to the pitcher, and it's just not enough to get us started. Following that, we have Sardi up, who's tense, 0 for 3 on the day, hitting a 250 against Hamstock, who's on fire. And he swings at an up and outside slider, and it's just not enough. As the pitcher, Mike Trout, makes an easy catch. Finally, it's all up to Turncoat, and she swings at a hard ground ball, or hard inside slider, and she grounds out to Hannah, and we lose. It's one of the worst games I've played so far, and I've played a couple, giving up 16 hits. You guys can see there, we've only got 5. Gave up to 1 home run to Mike Trout, and 1 home run to Thor, I apologize, who went 4 for 5 on the day, proving his worthiness. And Hamsteak himself had a pretty good day. So, well, you guys can watch how the rest of the teams do and how the rest of the games go. If you guys don't mind, if you like the video, smash the like button. If you guys want to see more, subscribe for me, help me out, I'd be grateful. I'm trying to make a bit extra so then I can go to college and all those good things. You can see right here, guys, we take the win 8-0 against the Lightning, which really helped us after losing so badly to the Sluggers, who are currently behind us in the division. But like I was saying, if you guys don't mind, if you like the video, like it. If you guys dislike the video, just let me know why in the comments so then I can fix it. I'm probably going to try this time in this video to just throw some music throughout the background, or, well, it's not so much music, but just some sounds in the background, but you can see we're second in the division. Mike Trout's got 2 bombs, Thor's got 2 bombs, David Dahl's got 2 bombs. Some reason the sluggers are going off in the bomb category. Javier Baez is up there in the slugging percentage. You got Marvin Chops up there in the hits, along with Mike Trout. You got runs scored. We have plenty of guys up there in that one. Stolen bases. Barry Allen is not leading the stolen bases. You guys tell me or not, that's kind of weird. Jacob deGrom and Riley Ruckers are killing it in the win category. The whip, you see Bobo Bell is having a heller of a time over there. And then walks per 9, Clayton Kershaw is still up there. Thank you guys so much. Can't wait to see you in the next one.